Top of my game, ain't no stopping my play. And I do this every time, every single month, every single day. Nature playing every way, better get up on my ways. They can feel how they feel, but don't got nothing to say. Everything is mine for the taking. Got a plan and I know I'm here to make it. Look at me, it's a star in the making. I ain't faking. What do you know? I'm the star of the show.
Good evening and welcome to Denver7 News. I'm Ann Trujillo.
And I'm Shannon Ogden. Game 1 of the NBA Finals, Nuggets Heat. And of course, the very first NBA Final appearance ever in franchise history for our Denver Nuggets.
This is such an exciting night. We have team coverage for you. We'll check in with Shannon. We will, of course, check in with our sports director, Lionel Bienvenu, in just a few minutes. And Jessica Porter will be giving us all the headlines of the news today. But first, I am here inside Ball Arena, and I think, oh boy, this is the calm before the storm, but it is not quite by any means inside here. You can see the team warming up there on the arena floor right now. We've heard some sound checks, and you see a lot of gold. There's a whole lot of gold out there because we're hoping that that is a good sign of things to come today. Now, I talked to George Karl today, a former Nuggets coach, about what it's like to be in this position on a team like this right before this all-important game.
Today, I think you got a lot of excitement, a lot of nervousness. I'm nervous. I mean, I woke up this morning with a little bit of the feeling I had when I coached. A little butterfly, I don't want to eat very much today. I'm kind of low-key. Game 1 is important.
Game 1 is huge, and you know the entire Nuggets team is feeling that intensity today. I'm sure there's a whole lot of nerves happening right here in Ball Arena. Now, here's a look at what the Nuggets will be wearing tonight. They will be wearing their blue Mile High City uniforms. They'll also be wearing those for Game 3 as well. All right, let's check back in with Shannon. He is out and about with fans who are gathering outside Ball Arena over at Brooklyn. Shannon?
Oh, good evening, Ann. Good evening, everybody. I'm live at Brooklyn. It's about 50 feet away from the outside of Ball Arena. In my opinion, the second best place to watch a Nuggets game is right here. So in addition to being here with the greatest fans in sports, which I am pandering, but it's true, think about this for a second. In addition to all the fun we're going to have, there's not a single person here, not one person here who has ever experienced the Nuggets in the NBA Finals. We are all going through this together for the very first time. Yeah, we've had some championships, but this is not the Avs Stanley Cup championship. This is not Broncos winning a Super Bowl. This is something completely new that every person here is getting to experience for the very first time. What a ride it's going to be. And along for that ride, Denver7's Russell Haythorne, who is actually live inside the NBA Live feed truck. He's going to show us all behind the scenes of what it's going to take for us all to watch the Nuggets beat the Heat tonight. Russ?
Yeah, hey there, Shannon. We're on the north side of Ball Arena. So much excitement for Game 1 of the NBA Finals. This is what they call the broadcast compound. And this is Dave Barry with the NBA. And Dave, this is really cool, especially for Denver, the Nuggets' first NBA Finals ever.
Yeah, we're excited to be here in Denver. Everybody's been great. The arena, our local crew, we're very excited to be here as well.
What are the viewers looking at here? A whole lot of TV trucks, right?
So we're in the broadcast compound. We have a lot happening here. We've been building for the last several days since Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Final, and we're ready to go. We have mobile units from ABC domestic broadcast, and we're here supporting the world feed, which is the international broadcast of the NBA Finals.
Take us on in, Dave, and we'll talk about that. There are 120 players, international players from 41 different countries, so international interest in this finals has never been greater, right, Dave?
That's right. So the finals are being broadcast in 214 countries and territories and over in 60 different languages. And we're here in the world feed. We're integrating elements from the ABC domestic broadcast with our own international cameras and our international commentators. We have 11 of which who are on site. We're providing that localized flavor for the broadcast around the world.
And you're broadcasting as we speak, right? Jamie, I'm going to have you swing around and Dave talk about this. What an operation.
That's correct. We're about to go on the air with our stand-up, so we'll have each of our international broadcasters that's here do their stand-up on the court pregame, and then they'll go up to their positions, and we'll get ready for the game to start. So we're excited and ready to go.
And tell me again, how many languages is it being broadcast in?
60 different languages we're broadcasting around the world, and that's providing that localized content. That's what we're very excited about. As we see more international players, the influx of international players into the NBA, we feel that that localized content has provided that excitement, and that gets kids ready to play basketball around the world.
Dave, too cool. Yeah, we've got 4 of them with the Nuggets right now. Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray from Canada, Jokic from Serbia, of course, and then Chanchar from Slovenia, I believe, and then Jack White from Australia. So 4 international players on this Nuggets team. Here we go, T-minus 90 minutes to tip-off at Ball Arena. We'll toss it back to you guys.
Russell, thank you. Gracias. Merci. We're going to have a lot of fun tonight. I'm going to tease ahead to something we've never done before. It's the hottest new game that's sweeping the country, Nuggets Trivia with Shannon. All right, so stick around. We're going to have that a little bit later in the broadcast. Dan?
I am looking forward to that. I am watching the countdown clock. It's 84 minutes and 10 seconds to go until tip-off here at Ball Arena. All right, we're going to go back now to studio where Denver7's sports director Lionel Benvenu is. And Lionel, what can we expect from the Nuggets tonight?
I can expect a win. That's what I'm predicting. But tonight is the night. 56 years in the making. The Nuggets will host Game 1 of the NBA Finals. I mean, just the sound of that, it's just surreal. But it didn't just happen. It's not like, oh, wow, all of a sudden, whoa, the Nuggets are the best team in the NBA? No. It's been a long road to get here. When owner Stan Kroenke and team president Josh Kroenke hired coach Michael Malone 8 years ago. Then they drafted Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray. They drafted Michael Porter Jr. They traded for Aaron Gordon. They got KCP. Now Bruce Brown, drafted Christian Brown. And finally, everybody's healthy, and everything has come together at the right time, the perfect storm. The Nuggets are favorites to win their first ever title. Coach Malone says the Kroenkes really want that banner hanging in the rafters, and the city deserves it as well.
And in all my conversations with Stan and Josh, they've won Super Bowls, they've won Stanley Cups, they've been around some great teams, great players, but I also know that they're basketball people. And Josh was a hell of a player in his own right. And Stan will tell you he grew up a basketball fan. And this is the one thing that is missing from their trophy case. And, that's what motivates every one of us when we come into work every day, is to bring home that first championship for this city, for our fans, for the Kroenkes, for our players. And we know we have a hell of a fight in front of us.
And I can't wait for this fight to start, this historic Game 1 of the NBA Finals. So let's get to sports anchor Nick Rothschild, who's also live on the scene at Ball Arena. And Nick, Nikola Jokic averaging a 30-point triple-double in the playoffs. Jamal Murray averaging 28 points. After that, Michael Porter Jr. averaging 15. If MPJ gets hot, the Nuggets are going to be hard to beat.
Yeah, man, that's my guy, Michael Porter Jr. I was just watching him warm up on the court behind me. He looks dialed in, and I think he's going to have a huge impact on this series. My reasoning, well, it's pretty simple. All you need is a tape measure, right? MPJ is listed at 6'10". The tallest player in Miami's normal playoff rotation is Bam Adebayo at 6'9". Now, the players who will more likely be guarding Michael Porter Jr. in this series, your Max Struses, Caleb Martins, Duncan Robinsons, they're all 6'7" or shorter. My point here is this: other than Adebayo, they don't have anyone that will be able to bother Porter's jump shot. And he's proved throughout the playoffs that if he gets enough clean looks, he's gonna hit. Porter enters this series with a ton of confidence, and I expect that to grow in Game 1.
I don't really need to get my confidence up, really. It just kind of stays with me. I mean, honestly, I like watching my mistakes more than I do my highlights, just to see what I can do better. I think it's definitely a sacrifice thing, but I think a lot of players on this team sacrifice. Any good team in the NBA, you got to have guys that are willing to play a role and sacrifice if you want to get to the point where we're at right now. So it's panned out well. And like I said, it's definitely a balance between sacrificing and still trying to get better and continue to grow. So that just is a mental balance that you have to have.
In addition to averaging 15 points per game in the playoffs, Lionel, he's averaging shooting 40% from 3 in the postseason, and this Miami team may be his best matchup yet. So yes, the secret sauce in Denver is that anybody could go off at any time. but I believe Michael Porter Jr. will be one X factor in this series, as will Shannon's trivia with the Nuggets. I cannot wait for that segment. I'm waiting on bated breath, Lionel.
Yeah, me too. Anyway, thanks, Nick. We'll check back in with you later. Jessica, this is the first time the finals have been played at Mile High, so we'll talk about altitude and how that might affect the game a little later in the show.
We'll take every advantage we can get. Thank you, Lionel. And we'll have more Nuggets coverage throughout the newscast leading up to the game. We have a whole section on our website dedicated to the Nuggets, and you can read about the history of the jerseys and how the movie Air Force One helped finance the Pepsi Center, now known as Ball Arena. It's all on Denver7.com.